Hello and welcome everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. I love with the weather we have here in the UK. Uh, is everything okay? I can hear sort of an echo coming back.
So it's okay, I fixed it.
Right, that's all right. Anyway, guys, I've managed to bring Brian and Doug along today, so I'll bring them in and they can say hello. There they are.
Good, good
Hello.
afternoon, good evening, wherever you
Good
may
morning.
be.
Okay, I'll put them back in the background
That's a
again.
good plan. Yep.
Right, guys. At my local club last Tuesday night, there was a demonstration on a wee bud vase, but I've simplified it, and I'm just going to bring a tailstock camera around. I wonder should be the overhead better, right? Overhead will be better. So this is the piece I done yesterday. It's a small piece, just to get iron out any wee bits and pieces and need to go along. So it's the same on both sides. It's quite thin. Uh, it was made from a blank like so. It's not really big. So I have a nice piece of cherry here, and I'm going to show you the process I went into marking it out. So there's our blank, and I had the measuring. I must have put the measuring tape away somewhere. Overall size. This is the blank I'm going to be using today. It's over here. So it's almost 8.5 by 8.5. Okay. So first of all, we want to draw a circle, mark our center point into it. And then from our center point, we want to draw a line straight up. You see that okay? Is it light too much?
No,
Okay.
we can see it. That's okay. Corner to
It just
corner.
looks bad on my end. So you have the center hole. So everything comes off the center. And you want to mark your radius for your cut piece using something big to go to that point and that point. So this is waste, this will be cutting out, and that's waste on along the bottom. So you'll have to cut these out before you do it, because when you start shaping this, you won't be able to hold it flat. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And in the middle, it's got a wee tube for a wee bit of water and put a wee flower in it, which I don't have any flowers. I was out looking at flowers in the garden there. Only daisies, kicking up daisies, and they're no good for that. They're too big.
They're too floppy.
They're too they're too floppy. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that so you have an idea where I'm going. So put that blank away and that blank. Anybody any questions on that before start?
No, I don't think. Well, none in the chat yet. So.
Yeah, well, you'll see. We'll see anyway as we go along.
Yep.
So I had to prepare this, and this is the blank I have. It's 7 3/4 inches wide, by 2 inches thick, and I knocked the corners off at these two ends, and I've cut the radius out, like see. So I now have my top. That line coming up for your center hole here across the top, and measure your thickness of 2 inch will give you an inch, and that's the center. You drill a hole, and you want to use a 15 mm Forstner bit or whatever size fits your wee tube. These wee test tubes, these are plastic. I got those on eBay. You can get glass ones, but the glass ones might break with the if it moves it, Paul. You might want to make it a wee bit wider in the hole if you think it's going to move an awful lot. So that's the cutting of it. And again, I was talking to Brian before we came on air, and I've marked it on the lines here, which two intersect here, and that's going to be the base for it to sit on. So it sits flat. Okay. So you need to do that before you can turn any of it. So you need to prepare that and as much as possible, because it's quite hard to mount it and hold it, even to drill and cut that, because it's going to be all over the place. So best do it before you start. So I'm going to put it between centers. As I said, this is a piece of cherry. My good friend Billy gave me this a wee while ago. We swept some timber and
surprised there's no cracks in
it. So yes. So we just want to round, bring that to the round those corners off here, heel stock. If just those two corners to come off and a wee bit round here, just round there. Okay. Now, when I done the one yesterday, I wanted about it a different way. And where I set that piece, I set it over there. What I done was I marked all my markings, and then I put it on and turned it round, and then cut the bits off. So I'm doing it a wee bit different today to see if it makes any difference. I don't think it will, make any difference, but we'll see. Just getting there, right? I'm going to see it both edge. Just make sure I'm on center a wee bit. And safety as always, everybody, you check everything's tight and your speed's turned down before you turn the lathe on. Spin it by hand. Take all the precautions you can take before you start the lathe. Right, we'll start to turn this to the round, and we'll see where it goes. There's a wee bit out of balance.
We've currently got 21 people watching. You want me to tell you who's in?
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Okay. So, first in today was Brian with a Y. Well, after me and Doug. So for those of you who don't know, it's Doug Miller's in the background, along with me. Doug's on his phone, so he can't really see the chat. So I'll be kind of managing the chat today. So Brian with the Y was in first, and then I had Clint the Wood Dancers, Paul Houghton, the Weasley Turner, Doddsy's in, Chris Dodds, Greg Alexander, Bob P. Shane is in as well. We've got Amy of the DeAngelis is in. Kids at school, or kids still up, or what's happening with the kids there? Jennifer of Jennifer's Crafting Creations is in. Raymond Wise, Roger Kent is also with us. Let's see who else. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Bob P is in. Let's see Shane yet. Norman Greenwell's in. Hi Norman.
Welcome along, everyone.
And currently we've got 21 people watching. Bacon Soda's in.
Oh, Brandon, welcome along, Brandon.
Brandon's in, yeah.
I saw that name, Bacon Soda. There's got to be a story behind that.
Yeah, it's probably what he has for his breakfast, bacon soda. So soda bread is a big thing here in the north of Ireland.
Okay.
It's part of an Ulster fry. It comes part of an Ulster fry, and it's actually quite nice if you just have like a bacon soda with like a couple of rashers of bacon in it, and maybe even a fried egg in it. Just make it like a sandwich, and it's
there you go.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's pretty yummy, I have to say.
And it's very nice.
It does. It's a kind of favorite.
Did you say Amy was in?
Amy of the DeAngelis is in, yep. She is indeed.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed anybody. I think. If I have missed your name out, just give us a shout at the bottom, and
We're getting there.
I will
Getting
bring
down
you
this
in.
curve to form here, right, Orion. If anybody would get in there and didn't get the start of this, it's going to be a wee bud vase. This was demoed at my local club last Tuesday night, and I simplified it a wee bit. He
You
made
did.
it
You, a wee bit.
a big bit. He made it. He made it out of two pieces, and then
He did.
like saucers, and then stuck them together so that you
Okay.
had a void down the middle. So I've simplified it and made it solid and drilled a hole for the wee
Mhm.
tube to sit in, and you put your wee flower in it. And
We
this
have
is
Jared
just
the French
try.
woodturner. Jared the French woodturner has joined us, as has Barry's wood creation. Hi, Barry.
Hey guys.
Just keep checking. Plus, I took. I've done all the cutting. What I done with the one yesterday I made for we practice run, round first, and then doing all my cutting. So you do all the cutting first before you start the shapes on the front and back, because you will be limited to be able to cut this semicircle out and the bottom, because the angles it won't sit flat. So that's just why I'm doing that. I'm just trying to increase the speed a wee bit, try and get a better cut in this. Sort of vibrating a wee bit here. I've just got it up to 1000 RPM. That's all right. That's fine.
All right. So we got the story. Brian, you were exactly right.
Mhm.
He was needing a name so he could watch a video, and baking soda was what he had in his hand.
And now, if you want to have a look, there's Brendan's channel there. That's the channel name for the one video he was going to post. And currently on Brenda's channel, there are 481 videos.
Okay.
So he may have started on one, but he's kind of went a bit mad.
He
Yes.
does a lot with the gardening stuff and
He
growing
does, yeah.
stuff.
And he's currently got 7,780 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which is a fairly big channel, I have to say.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that around now. There's a wee flat there just on one side of it. I think it's just high on this side. So we'll just check that. Just start from half over. Bring it right across.
Brendan's just said, I couldn't stop. Yeah, well, we know. It kind of gets a bit addictive.
Okay, that's it to the round. So
Brian is pointing out that your tailstock fill isn't locked.
So now we want to shape our front, and where's my pencil? So you want to come out from both sides, and you want to mark an inch, which is half of the diameter.
Are you trying to tell me you've got another channel, Brendan, called Be Mine Woodturning?
He does.
For goodness sake.
So that's roughly our center line. Okay. So we want to start our shaping, and in the process of doing the shaping on the front of this, we want to produce a cannon, so we're going to get it on the chuck. I have this in between centers at the minute, so we'll do a wee bit of shaping at this. Oh, doesn't like getting over 1,000 RPM.
We're getting a lot of wind noise on your microphone there.
Right.
Just pop up just a little bit. Move it away from your mouth just a little bit.
I've moved it right up to my head. So they're better.
No, it's too far. It's too far away now. We can't hear you.
Right. What's that like?
That's better.
Right. Okay.
I was wondering about that center line myself. I was thinking this would be a lot easier with a center line.
Yeah, just so you can turn down to it.
Stop that. Sort of uniform.
So there's the link to Brendan's other channel. Be Mike woodturning. Anybody wants to pop across there and give him a sub.
I'm just keeping an eye on my line here. I can see it. Losing line. Just a step short of it.
Bring your microphone down just a fraction, Paul.
Is that better?
Yep.
Yep. And saying, I'm
Good.
just keeping an eye. Just keeping an eye on the line. I can see it flying around there. You might be able to see it or not. We'll stuff short off the line and then try and get a better finish and cut. And the thing about this, you want to finish this face before you turn it around.
Are you typing, Doug?
No.
I thought it was you.
No, it's not me. I'm not typing, but I can hear like a typing noise in the background.
I don't know what that is.
No, neither do I.
Gone now.
Yep.
Is it gone now?
Nope,
It has,
there
yeah.
it is.
No, it's
I
back
think it's
again.
Paul's mic.
No, I don't think it is. That's strange.
Chris from Bailey's Woodworks then. It's just a tiny little bit distracting, but it's okay.
I'm just marking the tannin here with the screw chisel.
It's the squirrels, says Amy.
Okay, that's a wee dovetail on that. So we'll just give us an wee cut. We'll stop and have a wee look and see where we are. That's not bad. It's not a bad finish area. Paul, if I do to say so myself. Right. Just
That's a
need to,
question for you, Brendan.
just to deepen that chucking point.
Amy suggested it's the squirrels making the noise. That's probably it.
Yep, could be.
Just using a screw as the negative rate to flatten any wee bumps out.
Ah, Robert
So
Buckwood has just joined us. Good
I'm
afternoon,
just
Robert.
short of the line here, guys, about
Yep.
3 mil. So we want to, let's see, maybe take an RE cut off that and bring it a bit closer.
Mm,
I'll take one more cut off it. Just one more.
not the infamous, just one more cut. Yeah, frying a sandwich is right, Brendan.
Okay, we just have a look at that. Right, that's okay. So we want to sand that a wee bit.
You have to go to the Balmoral show to get a baking soda. Or they're being posh now, they're calling them breakfast sodas. Amy said she'd have it without the bacon. Okay. Kind of spoils the effect, I think.
So just a wee bit of baby grit here, just to sand that up a wee bit.
You got to be careful when you're sanding things that are not round.
Yeah.
Watch your tailstock there, Paul. It's kind of vibrating. Well, not your tailstock, though. God, I'm going to have to put a label on mine now as well. Your tool rest, I meant. Oh.
I fixed it there.
I know, I seen you. Yeah, nuts corner's right as well. Yeah. I only go to the Balmoral show because of the horses, Brandon.
Mark Stratton is in.
Mark is in, yep. Good afternoon, Mark. And Brent Breecroft. Hi, Brent.
Brent. Denny.
30 people watching now. Excellent.
Denny
Thanks
Carl.
very much, guys, for
Don't
along.
forget I'm on tonight, boys and girls. 7:15 of the o'clocks. Shameless plug.
Are you sharing what you're going to turn tonight?
Oh,
or is that
preparation for Christmas.
That'll work.
No, I'm doing a very simple project this evening. Nice bit of spindle turning, very simple, but decorative.
There you go. Got to say, your little vase with the leaves coming off the top was awfully nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
That was just my first initial thought on that. There's going to be a whole lot more.
Okay.
I have a different idea for that now. That was just a sort of trial version of it.
Very artistic.
Thank you. Yeah, Robert suggests that Christmas will soon come round. Yeah, we don't we know?
Yeah, it'll be upon us before you know it.
Yes, sir.
Mind you, these simple little turns that I'm going to do are not just for Christmas.
I had 2 limbs come down in my backyard out of a pretty good sized tree. I came out to cut them up, get them so I could bring them in, and lo and behold, as I started cutting, I thought, Christmas trees. So they're all in short lengths ready to be turned into Christmas trees now.
Excellent.
To start.
Yeah, Pete's already been doing his.
That's what I was just thinking. He's probably got 25 or 30 already made.
Oh, easily, if not more.
Yeah.
I don't actively sell lights of Christmas trees and stuff, but I do get some commissions for them. I make fancy Christmas trees and snowmen
Sure.
rather than just the ordinary standard ones.
I've got one friend here who turns theme snowmen. He has a different theme every year, and
All right, okay.
he sells a good number of those, $45, $50 a piece, and he makes good money on them.
It's good.
So we're just going through the grits here.
Mhm.
We will get a chance to sand it up again. I just want to get any bad marks and things sanded now, and I can get a wee coat of sand sealer, and then we can work on the other side. So that's probably, we'll do that. Turn that racket off. Right, we taste the sand sealer on that, and I'm gonna relook at that and see what it's like. So I'm not really concentrating on finishing this. I'm just more or less, I want to get it sanded down and a wee bit of sand sealer on it, because we will be able to do a wee bit more finishing on it later. But you want to do the most of it now, so you're not putting too much pressure on the wings here. You'll see why, because I'm going to use a wee small chuck to hold this. Right, okay, so that'll do that. We can get that into the chuck.
Oh,
Turn
Mike
around.
Evans has joined us for a quick visit, he says. Hi, Mike.
Welcome along, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
We'll just bring the tailstock up, make sure it's lining up with the center hole of the tailstock. And we'll just loosen that again and just use the tailstock to firmly push it into the jaws. Okay. So, well, one thing I didn't do, I'll have to take it off again. Let's see. Need to measure our circle here. It's not important, but you can change the size of this if you wish. It's good to make it look the same both sides. So if it's sitting on a table, it can sit any direction, because both sides will be the same.
Amy is asking, is end grain the best for this project?
End grain,
This is not end grain, this is bowl orientation, Amy.
yeah, because the end grain's here on the ends here. So it's
you
a flat,
side grain and the end grain on this. So it's done in bowl orientation rather than spindle orientation.
That's a blank there, so you can see the end grain here or there.
There, yeah.
On that, okay. Now as you look at it, so it's a bow blank. That's the way it's been cut out. So I'm just checking my center again. That lines up perfectly.
I don't think end grain would suit this project, to be honest. It might make it a bit weak.
So I want to mark the size of the tenon onto this side. And it's there somewhere.
Well, it's there or thereabouts. Hi, Todd. Todd from Glen Cove Woodworks is in. Hi, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
or toddies, as Amy calls them.
Welcome along, Todd.
Toddies.
So we want to shape the other side of this. Let's see if we can get the speed back a wee bit more. No. Oh, yeah, 1200.
Normally I wouldn't be turning at 1200, but the reason we're turning fast is because of the amount of air that falls on the cut, and that's the speed is your friend on this bit. You'll get less bouncing.
Do you want the overhead camera?
Yeah, well, it'll help us develop the shape. As you develop the shape, then we'll see it better.
Yeah.
Now, the trick here is to match both sides and try and get them the same. Todd says he was out walking before I was out walking before it hits 100 degrees today, or close to it. Some great big hailstorms last night. Oh wow! You can keep that kind of extreme weather. You don't want that. Oh. No thanks.
And we're having some crazy weather across the states. It's it varies depending on where you live.
Yep.
Just stop it from time to time to keep an eye on your line coming up. Now, I did stop short on the other side, so I want to stop short on this side. I'm not going to take it to a point when I get done with my practice piece, because I think a nice line here will suit it
won't do any harm. And
no.
a nice that could become a nice coloured band or something if you want to decorate that. It would look nice. So the good bit about pre-cutting it before you mount it, and not just turning a circle, is when you look at the bottom or the top of it, you can actually see the curve much better on it.
Yeah.
And you see if you're actually getting it.
Well, you see, if you had to try and cut this on now it's shaped.
Yeah,
you would have to prop it up and something. You couldn't cut that curve out of it, you know. So we need to take a wee bit more off this top here. You can see it here, and there's a wee bit of discrepancy between them two.
Yes, Robert, we're all getting the crackling in the background. Not sure where it's coming from, but it's a little bit annoying, but we'll just kind of have to put up with it for now.
Maybe it's the weather.
So if you do want to shape something like that and cut it out on your bandsaw, you can actually do it if you use like a donut support underneath it.
Yeah.
Don't use a cream donut because it makes a shocking mess. But if you could put a donut support ring underneath it, and then that would support the bit underneath and you can cut the edges out that way. But it has to be done really carefully, guys, because you know what a bandsaw is like.
Yeah. We're sort of coming together now. There's nearly, I think, an hour we cut on that would bring that. So we want to cut it towards in here, because that's where it is going towards the top.
Made me think somebody's eating biscuits.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
It does a bit, yeah.
Or a packet of crisps. Just look at
Michelle
that.
brought crisps home from the shopping, but I haven't started on them yet.
That looks near enough the same. And we've got the same, about 1/4 of an inch here and here. So if you find a wee bit of difference in it, you can maybe sand a wee bit off, just rather and go all hog out and try and shape it again. Because if you go too far, and then you're going to have to turn it around and change this side again. So, not that you're going to be able to tell more or less looking at it face on, but if when it's on the lathe here, you can more or less tell that
You've made a pretty
sort
good
of,
job of getting them equal there. I think they're pretty
yeah.
well good.
Yeah, so we'll give this a wee sand before we move on to the next part. I got a wee drink.
Yeah, stay hydrated today, guys. It's hot,
Right.
particularly here. And
I was
in England, Terry was telling me it's really hot in England too.
I was in the shed yesterday doing that wee practice piece, and boy, it was boiling.
Welcome, as they say.
So just starting with 80 grit and just sand that down a wee bit. That piece of cherry is turning very nice. There's very little power out on it.
Good. Cherry's nice to cut.
Just be careful when you come to the edges here. You don't over sand it and make a bevel on it.
Make it round.
Make it round.
Try and keep a nice crisp edge on it.
I think my sanding disc just gave up a ghost. What the shape of that?
I think you got a little bit too much heat into that, Paul.
We'll get another one.
Well,
that's what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, but don't press so hard because you're generating too much heat. Just let the sandpaper do the work. Jared says we finally had some rain down south. It's about time. The ground's as hard as a bullet. It's the same up here, Jared. I've had no rain here for over 4 weeks now.
My goodness.
We did get forecast for today, but it hasn't materialised. The ground is rock solid.
That's rough when it's forecast and you're expecting it, needing it, and it didn't get there.
It doesn't come. Yeah, it came up. It came up from the south and then it moved out to the west and went over the top of Northern Ireland. So we didn't get any.
Wow.
Well, this part of Northern Ireland didn't get any. It's more out to the west of Ireland.
We were supposed to get rain here all day yesterday. We got a little bit yesterday morning and a little bit last night, but it was precious little. We need a lot. Todd's saying they're 4.5 inches below average, and their average is not much.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's dry in Dallas area.
I'll bet you. I mean, this is the second sort of spring and early summer that we've had a fairly dry spell. It's not usual for Ireland at all.
Yeah.
We don't have the 40 shades of green here for nothing. We usually get plenty of rain coming off the Atlantic.
I would have thought you all would get lots of rain.
We normally do, yeah. We normally, I mean, it's a standing joke. Rains every day.
Right. Okay.
It's currently it's 10:30 at night for Amy, and it's 9 degrees Celsius. Last night here was 12 degrees Celsius overnight. That's the lowest as it got. And tonight we're expecting 18 degrees.
The worst about it is trying to sleep in it.
It's impossible.
Right.
Unless you've got air conditioning.
Did we say that Douglas Mangum is in?
Nope. Hi, Douglas. Welcome along,
Douglas.
buddy.
Welcome along, man.
And then we've got Matt's in as well. Matt, I don't know how to pronounce your surname, Matt.
Yeah, big Matt from the club.
Ibbotson?
You should
Is
be.
it, Ibbotson?
Yeah, you should be working, Matthew.
He says it's not heavy, but raining in Lurgan right now. Oh, you're lucky. Send some down here. I need it. My grass is actually starting to slow down and stop growing, which is not good. I don't know, Matt. Have I met Matt?
He's the big fella that was wearing the bandana.
All right. I know who you're talking about now.
A big tall fella.
Yep. Head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yep.
Yep.
You can ask them how the weather is up there.
Is it cold up there? Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So that's okay. We'll put a wee piece of sand sealer on.
What says I am, and that's why I normally don't say much.
Todd is saying that his sister is reporting that Lexington, Kentucky, got 1.5 inches of rain. Lexington's about 45 minutes drive south of me.
Right.
And they got a really nice rain. We just didn't get it up here.
Greg says it's not cold up there. He's still sweating. I'm not surprised, buddy. It is warm today. Not that I'm complaining, because we need some warm weather as well.
Yeah, we'll get a lot of rain sometime. You know, you can be sure of that.
Douglas has said he's had no rain for 5 weeks, and Greg says we got a lot last evening, but haven't heard how much. But we'll take it. Yeah, we need some rain now. Clint says it's been 25 degrees Celsius here for almost a month in the mornings in Houston.
Was it there?
Oh, it's too hot. That's just too hot.
It's too warm at night. Just picture that. You sort of just lay in the bed.
I remember that when I went to Colorado, and I was in Colorado for 3 months in 2014 at Pagosa Springs, and the temperature was horrendously hot all the time, day and the night, and dry. But we got big thunderstorms that would come over in the afternoon and just dump a whole lot of rain, and maybe hailstones and stuff as well, and then disappear again. And it would be dry again in half an hour.
Yep, you can get all 4 seasons in a day sometimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's interesting to see these guys who are in Texas comparing their weather.
See that, yeah.
Yeah, Clint talking about it being 25 Celsius in the mornings there in Houston. Todd comes back and says, yeah, and Houston's typically more humid than Dallas. Houston is not very far off the Gulf of Mexico.
That's true.
I was there for a few days just a couple years back, and golly, yeah, the humidity there is awful. I thought it was bad here in Kentucky. It's terrible there in Houston. They're far enough off the Gulf Coast that they get the humidity, or close enough they get the humidity, but far enough they don't get the breeze.
Right. Just in the worst of all positions, yeah. And Douglas is asking, Paul.
Yeah.
Can these be made of any size, any thickness?
Any size, any thickness.
Yep. Basically, yeah.
I started one yesterday just as a wee practice piece, and it's too thin. I'll just show you because you were late in, weren't you?
He was. A little later, anyway.
Oh. So there's the one I made yesterday.
No, little dog.
And you can see it's quite thin, you know, and it brought the edge right to the edge, and then a wee bit of choreography on the top of it. So you can make it any size you want. It makes a nice wee wood vase, and you can put a wee glass vial on the top of it in the center, and put a wee flower on it. If you want to go down the live flower route, or you can get a wee artificial flower, and it can sit there all the time. So you have to do this wee bit by hand. There's no way of avoiding that. If we do use the drill, the power sand it, you could end up taking the shape out of it, and before you
Too
know it,
easily,
you have
yeah.
a big groove.
So Douglas is he's thinking of making it really fat. Well, you could, but it might lose its appeal, I think, if it was too fat.
Yeah, there's a happy medium there, and
Yeah,
Ian
well,
Leach has
as I
joined
said,
us.
at the start, I have simplified this. This should have been 2 pieces, and this piece here would be hollowed out, like 2 plates going together.
Yep.
You leave a band around the edge to stick it together. That's the way it was demoed at the club. It was too long for a demo for the likes of the day.
For a live, yeah.
Yeah. So I just simplified it after seeing Joan Henderson. She had simplified it, and it looked really well, you know. So
Ian Leach has joined us. Afternoon, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
And Todd is suggesting, or is asking, since he came in late, is it mounted with a tannin or a morphus?
It's a tannin.
It's a tannin, because we're going to do something with a tannin.
I mount everything with a tannin. I never use mortars.
Do you not?
No.
You could mount it either way. You could put a mortar.
Yeah, you could.
And then
You
decorate
could put a
the
mortise.
You could easily, yeah.
Yeah, you could do it either way. But
we're going to make a feature out of the tannins.
Yeah, that's going to be a feature piece.
So what and all will be revealed.
We're just sitting sanding the angry in here on this, which is taking a wee bit of time, but there's no way to avoid that.
Yeah, but I mean, you could finish it later. It doesn't have to be completely sanded now, like.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to get touched again now, is it?
No.
And if you're going to pyrography it, you don't really need it sanded that much.
Not much, no. But you want to take any bad lines in it.
Oh yeah,
out of it.
surely, yeah.
So
it's got to be presentable.
A wee bit sand sealer on that.
Todd suggests you get a mortise inside a tannin. You could indeed if you wanted. Who do you think you are, Todd? Pete? Pete of the Twisted Trees is forever trying to get me to make a mortise inside a tannin.
Right.
Or a tannin inside a mortise.
You fell for it, didn't go well.
Oh, I did, yeah.
So, as I said, you can get those wee test tubes on eBay. You get
I like the plastic one idea.
That's a plastic one, so that'll fit down in that, and you just cut.
And you cut it off, yeah.
So you could take it down to the full length, but I wouldn't go any further because keep in mind that is tapered towards the bottom, and you could go too far and come out the side. So
come out to the side, yeah.
It cut very easy with a hacksaw, you know.
Careful calculation is required there.
You know,
just to keep yourself in the right place.
That's just using a 15mm Forstner bit. So we'll put a wee taste of wax on that before we move on to the next part, because it involves this bit in the center.
I think Todd is protesting that he's not that twisted. Don't know whether I believe that or not.
Just giving it a rough going over. Right, we'll get it turned around.
It's raining in Derry McCash outside Lurgan. Woo!
Oh,
he says Brendan says his fruit trees will like that. Yeah, I was looking at my apple trees this morning, Brendan, and the apples are tiny, and if we don't get any water soon, they won't get much bigger.
So we're going to make a feature out of this. Now, this is where design opportunity that comes in. You can either change the size of this. The size of this tenon doesn't really matter. You can bring it back a wee bit if you wish. But I'm just going to leave it where it is, and I'm going to mark a line for my next set of jaws to hold it inside. So I've got the size I need. Remember, only touching one point. Okay. And my parting tool.
So, guys, just so you're aware that the Baking Soda's channel, his real name is Brendan. And Douglas agrees with me that Todd might just be as twisted as Pete.
Oh dear.
Twisted Pete, as Terry would call him.
Yeah, Twisted Pete of the trees.
I have a tree growing in my back garden, which looks very much like Pete's logo. It is actually a twisted tree.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you wish to this part. I'm just going to cup it a wee bit in the center.
That's quite correct, Jared. That happens. I do that every year. He says he saw a report in the French news last night. The fruit growers have taken some of the fruit off the trees as there is a drought to allow the rest of the fruit to grow better, sacrificing some. I do that every year. Sometimes you get maybe 5 or 6 apples on one little branch. You just have to take maybe 3 off and leave 2. So you get decent sized apples, and it stops the fruit rubbing together as well and getting damaged. So
just stop that and have a wee look at that.
And Brendan says he did the same thing yesterday. I will be doing it tomorrow.
That needs a wee sand around the inside of that.
And Todd just says, "Hey, I resemble that remark." Yeah, you do. Yeah, we know. Amy told us. It's
so now that the tail stock's away, you can get at this bit round where the chuck was and sand it. That's the only bit I didn't get.
Brendan just says, "I hate taking away apples. It's like slaughtering your own children." Well, it's true, because you nurture them and grow them up and plant the damn things and try and get them to grow. And I have a couple of trees that are not doing very well at all. But sometimes it is what it is.
I'll do that. I'll give it a wee taste of sand super.
Try cooking the offcuts. Nah, they're too small. I need a drink. Oh, half a cup of tea left. I better drink some of that. Yeah. Brendan says they're too small to cook, and they are indeed. Just a little bit like marbles at the moment. In fact, mine are smaller than marbles.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just not growing at all. It'll be a poor season for apples, I think. Unless we get some rain, then they might catch up again.
Sure.
Right, that's that side. So we can turn that round. We'll just give it a wee wipe.
I'll tell you how dry it is. I have about 150 willow trees planted in rows, like walkways, if you like, and some of them are shedding the leaves already because it's too dry.
Wow.
The leaves are just turning brown and crispy. And the bamboo that I have outside my house as a screen from the road is shedding its leaves like a mad thing.
Oh my goodness.
I had to water it last night.
Yeah. That bamboo ought to be growing like crazy right now.
Yep, well it is. You can see where it's trying to grow at the tips, and it is growing, and it's producing lots of shoots from the bottom. But the leaves are all turning yellow and falling off.
My goodness.
Okay, we can get that off, Chuck, and we can turn it around and finish the other side.
So we're definitely suffering from the lack of water.
So we want to take that chuck off.
4 weeks with no rain is a lengthy time. So
It is for Ireland for sure. It's usually
yeah,
4 day summer we get usually.
right.
Yeah, we're not known for having long periods of sunshine. That's for sure. But just in the last few years, we've been getting a bit more of it. There you go. Jared says they're losing 50% of their crop. Same with wine. It will be expensive again this year because the wine grapes are being destroyed by the large hailstone showers.
Oh no.
That not affect me any. I don't drink wine.
Yeah.
Oh, made that too big.
There was a report here one time. It's been a little while back. All alcohol kind of across the board was going to go up in price. And everybody was moaning and groaning. And I thought, what a shame. Too bad I don't drink.
Yeah, it's a tragedy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't drink that much.
Not going to cost me a thing.
I have the odd can of beer, and that's about the odd can of beer. That's about my limit these days.
I made a boo bear, guys. I measured the wrong set of jaws.
Oh, you did not.
For that comp. That's at maximum for that one.
Oh, right, okay.
Now I can't get that off that.
You can't get off your spindle?
No, I can't get it off the adapter.
Oh, no.
Have you got some channel locks?
Let's see. I was just thinking that yesterday about getting this off and on. I need some way to hold that.
You got it right there.
That's the way to go if you can get it. Get it just tight enough. It's hard to grip that.
And I didn't put it on tight. It's only...
No, they're not. They'll lock on pretty quick.
You see, the problem is the whole thing's turning. The chuck on the what do you call it?
Yeah, the adapter.
The adapter. I wonder if I hit that on a wee bit tighter. Let's see, where's that screwdriver? Take a hammer to it, Paul. Just to make it a wee bit tighter and see if I can. No, I don't. It won't come off. Right. Plan B. Right. I'm not worried. Take that off.
Take it off. That's right.
Take it off.
Yeah. Clamp it in the vise and take it off if you can.
And let's see. Will that fit around that?
What size have you got?
There's a wee Nova chuck.
Well, it's the same as the C3, that.
Yeah. Let's see if that'll grab. I still have that tannin, you see. That's okay. We're winning. See, I didn't really want to use that outside tannin here to grip it again because I've sanded it. So depending how that grips that and how far it goes in, it might have to sand that by hand on the other side. Okay, so that's why I wanted to use the smaller jaws. It was recessed into there because I'm going to burn in there and you're not going to see it. But I measured this chuck instead of the other one. And
all right, okay.
But we'll get that off later on today. So where's my...
Robert says when he went to school, the local orchard owner used to pay the lads to thin out the apples if the June drop didn't do his job. I think we were paid 2 pence a bucket. That's 2 old pence, which is about, I don't know, half a p or something. Well, Delroy's in. Afternoon, Roy.
Hey, Roy.
Hey, Roy.
Oh, did I say hello to the professor? I can't remember if I did. If not,
Professor, hello.
good afternoon, Professor. The prof is in. So you could be as adventurous as you feel like with this piece
Yeah, you can do a whole
to
lot.
for decoration purposes.
So
You could even turn that into a tiny little Viking bowl, couldn't you, in the middle there?
yeah,
Sure.
so
That'll
just
be
needs to be sand in there. Get that sanded up.
I think everybody knows what a Viking bowl is these days. Nick Hager has made it quite famous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Going to have to do one of these now, Paul. I'm gonna.
Yeah. You can try the proper way.
Oh, gee, thanks.
See, and I took the easy
Aye.
option.
Yeah, you took the easy option. Okay, I'll do the hard bit then.
I tell you, I like this option.
I quite like it
Yeah.
too.
I think it's
takes a
an
lot of your-
easier
takes a lot of
option
your-
altogether.
It's a much easier option. It's more of a beginner's type option, or
Right.
well, even intermediate maybe.
But it takes a lot of guesswork out of it too.
So Douglas, we're not actually going to remove both chucking points. We're just going to use them as a decorative piece on the side of the. You'll see. The professor says, "Hi, folks, but we're all roasting in the UK today."
We are.
Huh? And most of the UK anyway. Up here in the north of Ireland and Northern Ireland, we are not roasting. Well, I'm not. It's about probably about 20 degrees here, I would think. So it's just really pleasant, and there's no strong sunshine either. So.
And you're hard at work.
What was this? Roy the boy I heard from woodturning by Barry yesterday. He's not been good and he's in hospital. And his
dear.
body went into shutdown. Oh, that's not good news, Roy.
No, it's not good at all.
Prayers for Barry, guys. Send him some nice healing thoughts if you can. Yeah, indeed. If you see him, Roy, or if you're talking to him, pass on our best wishes and keep our fingers crossed that he comes round again. The problem with us old boys who are doing wood turning is this is what happens. Unfortunately.
That is true.
Notice I called myself an old boy there, which is something I never usually do. Because I currently think I'm 26. It doesn't really matter what it looks like from your side, but from my side, I still think I'm 26.
Right.
Mind you, I find out I'm not when you get up early, when you get up in the mornings.
Oh, mercy.
And you think, oh, my knees are not working today. Why? How did that happen? Or were you sitting too long in the car? Go ahead, Doug.
I was just going to say, I told you a while ago, I cut up 2 limbs out in my backyard the other day.
Mm-hmm.
My back could tell me the rest of that afternoon. It took me, It took me 15, 20 minutes to get that job done.
Mm-hmm.
I could still tell it.
Yep. Yeah, I've noticed I do things a bit slower now than I used to.
Slower, and it takes longer to recover.
It all comes to us at one stage.
That's right. I'm doing all right.
I'm just giving this 3-hand sand with 400.
Dr. Bob says, I'm an old fart, according to my great-grandson. He's right, Dr. Bob. He's 100% right. Yeah, I've no idea, Brendan, how my knees get sore when you're sleeping, but when I get up in the morning, they don't seem to want to work. I have no idea how they get sore.
Right.
Oh,
Let me
Roy the
get-
boy says he's been making some tea light holders from scrap wood today. Good man. It's always good to
sir.
use up the scrap bits. Yeah, Robert says, head tells me I'm 18. Body soon tells me otherwise. Does, you're right.
Tell you quick. It'll tell you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed here lately, even working at the lathe, that I can tell I'm getting a little older, a little more
Mm-hmm.
experienced. Can't stay there quite as long as I used to.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah.
You stand too long at the lathe. Yeah, you feel it afterwards.
Jared says, don't have a problem with my legs. As for 40 years, I've been working standing up, running around the kitchen. I'm on the perfect. I am perfect on that side. The rest, time will tell. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, I used to be perfect too, Gerard.
You'll find it
Absolutely
hard when
perfect.
you've stopped doing what you were doing
Mm-hmm.
because you're used to working about all the place all the time.
Right.
And you sit down, your muscles become unused, and then that's when
Most
you.
of my life has been spent on the move or riding horses or walking around the warehouse or whatever. I've been on my feet most of my life too, but my knees are
Just give it
sore.
a wee taste of wax over that. So we're going to be on to the decoration of it.
Right.
And again, it's
Douglas says that looks like an axe head.
yep.
It does a bit. If you'd have taken the same curve out the bottom, it would have been an axe head. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Just give that
Todd,
a wee.
Todd says that years ago he worked with a guy who dislocated his shoulder while sleeping. He moved so slow at work, we couldn't figure out how he could do that. Slouch at work and then overexert himself when he was sleeping. Mm-hmm.
That would be a little scary, I think.
I would think. Chris Dodd says the person who invented the adjustable height stool needs a medal. You're quite right. He does.
So we need a wee burn line around
It's looking
the
rather
circle
nice.
here, just to help with the. Where is that? Yeah, I'm just looking at that. Get the parting tool, and we just want to put a wee circle in there and burn it. Oh, that's too wide. That'll be too wide, Paul. We'll try this wee point tool.
Point tool. Yeah. Point two. You only want about a mil or a mil and a half.
Yeah. I'll find my small piece of Formica.
You're not kidding. It's a small piece.
Yeah. I believe in getting my money's worth out of it.
You'll be holding up with the pliers shortly.
I'll throw it away after the day. Right. That sort of lined that up. That's okay. We'll turn around and do the same on the other side.
Dr. Bob says, remember, you're as old as you act and as young as you feel. Thank God for the good drugs we have today. Some of the pain medication is pretty powerful, I have to say.
Mm.
Jared's giving off by his knees there. He says, one of my knees has a metal plate in it. So that's going to last longer than the other one. Well, here's hoping it will.
Hmm.
I've just got arthritis in my knees. That's what does it. They just kind of seize up.
Yeah.
In my fingers too. It's sore. My hands get sore sometimes.
Okay. So
That looks better.
that's the turning part done. So
Turning and burning.
turning and burning. So I'll
Right,
just
well,
get my.
here we go. Hold on. Ah, here we go. Brian says, Brian with a Y says, I'd love to make one of those, but I don't have a bandsaw. Anyone have an idea how you can make a top cutout? Yep, scroll saw.
Jigsaw.
A jigsaw. A
Coping saw.
a
Just
coping
bear
saw.
with me,
Yep.
guys. I'm just getting set up over with an R camera
Yeah.
to
Okay.
show you the
You could
burn.
actually do it. Yeah, I was just about to say you could do it on a drum sander as well. Says Brent.
Yeah.
Lots of ways you could do that. A bow saw, says Douglas. You could actually just get if you had a table saw or something. You could actually cut out little slots and then break them off and then sand it out
I haven't gone away, guys. Sorry.
on a drum sander. There's
Blackout. Yeah, there's my grandfather used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat.
oh,
And
yeah,
it took
there's
me
always more than one way.
yeah, it took me quite a while, and I finally figured out one day, it just dawned on me what he was saying.
Yeah, what he meant. Yeah. Yeah, Douglas mom saw and chisel. Jigsaw coping saw, says Robert Blackwood. 9-inch Fostner bit, says Todd Glencove. I don't think many people have a 9-inch Fostner bit running about there, Todd.
No, boy, that'd be scary. A 9-inch
Would have been,
Fostner
yeah,
bit.
and only half on a piece too. Yeah, no thanks.
Wow, that'd be a matter of a bunch of good
What you
clamps
actually
and
what
standing
you
back.
could do is put a like extra long piece on your lathe and cut it out on your lathe.
Yeah,
You could part it off almost to get some of it done, and then just finish it off with a little saw. Concrete
Okay.
hole saw, says Douglas Monroe. Yeah,
With
all
your
these
pencil.
suggestions are possible.
Okay, guys. So with your pencil, you want to draw sort of a line, just a rough line, and bring it round the R side. And you want to do that on both sides.
Paul's using a joiner's trick there for measuring on both sides. But if you want to be more precise, you could use a pair of dividers
Just roughly.
with a lead in it.
Just something to work to.
Mhm.
So you can see why I put the black line in now, because when I burn this, that'll come out round there, and that'll be Lucas 1, okay? And same on the other side.
Mhm.
So we'll bring the wee machine over. We'll do a bit of burning. What time is it, guys?
It is
13
2:15.
Oh, we're all right, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody okay?
Yeah, yeah, we're fine.
Won't take too long. We'll do a bit of it anyway and see what time it is.
Just to show us how it's done.
We'll do one side of it just, and then I'll finish it off and get a picture up later on. So,
Dr. Bob says you could ask a young fella, a young gun, he will say CNC hobby machine while you play your video games with your friends anywhere in the world. That's the way of it now, Dr. Bob.
This is a Peter Childs choreography kit. Burner, and you just want to.
Oh, that's hot.
Burn this. And just initially get your line round first, and then you can worry about filling in. And you try not to make one distinctive pattern. You'll end up with one line all over it. You want it a wee bit rough at the edge, so it
what setting have you got that pen on?
Hot.
I have it all the way up.
All the way up to 12. Okay.
10. Mine goes to 10.
Does it?
No.
So, God, I thought mine went to 12. Maybe it doesn't. But that's hot. That's really hot.
Real hot. Yeah.
Something happened that now. It won't burn at all. I sort of turned it up. I can see it getting red again.
Sometimes you just have to wait a wee second for it to heat up again.
Depending on the wood you're using. I was using a piece of sycamore yesterday to burn it, so I had it turned down a wee bit. But I find it burns a wee bit better if you have a nice lead point.
Douglas says the setting for that is Burnie Burnie.
Yeah, you don't want to put your fingers through it.
And
Yeah.
the setting below that is slightly Burnie.
So there's
Oh.
no really technique to this. It's just random tapping it down as you come to
Random
the edge.
burned dots is what it is.
Yeah. And
You
as
can
you come
create
to
some
the
really
edge,
nice effects in that random dotting as well. You could actually
yeah.
put some nuts of random dots in.
So just come up to the line and sort of burn it. And once you get to the line, you can sort of go mad and then move all over it. You're not working to a fine area, and give it loads of wee burn marks. So I want to keep right on the edge of this here where it goes around the circle, because it corresponds with the black line I burnt into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it nice and neat looking as it goes around the circle and it stops there. So
Ian Leach has just said, pyrography seems interesting. I've not gone down that rabbit hole yet. Yeah.
unless you want to do a lot of it, I wouldn't go there. I bought this 4 years ago, this machine. I've used it about 3 times.
I've used mine once.
I use mine quite a lot.
Now they've got the laser, I more or less use that for him.
I'm into a whole lot of textures, of course.
But it's good for doing things like this here.
That's what
So
buying.
if you didn't have it, you couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Todd suggests you could start off Todd suggests you could start off using the magnifying glass in bright sunshine.
You'll be there for a while.
You might be there for a while, that's right.
You have to have some sunshine.
Oh, Roy the boy's just got his x-ray appointment for his knees. Good man, Roy. Now you'll have to wait another 6 months for a doctor to look at them.
I was thinking a while ago that if you had this pin turned up as high as it'll go, it could help with your randomness a little bit too.
Yeah, it sort of burns more.
I'm looking at your hand. You're able to just hit and go. You don't have to stop at all. So, and you're not having to wait on the wood for it to burn. So, that being able just to tap it would help a good bit.
Yeah, the other thing is you don't want to put any pressure on the tip or it'll bend. So you're just tapping that. So I've got that the power setting very high on that. So as soon as I touch the wood, it burns, and that's what you want.
Yeah, we can see the little flame popping up.
Yep.
A lot of the flame effect comes from finish and sanding sealer and stuff when you're.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sure.
Don't worry about missing a bit. You can go back on it. You just concentrate on getting it all burnt, and then you can look at it and see if you need to go over wee parts of it and just touch it up again.
Douglas, Brent Breekoff's got to go. He has to run, he says. Stay safe, everyone, he said.
Yeah, all the best, mate.
See you later, Brent.
Bye, Brent. Douglas says his CT results, he obviously went for a CT scan, and the results have not got to the consultant after a month.
Oh dear.
That's ridiculous. It's absolutely mad.
And if you have anything serious wrong with you, the chances of getting any help before that, you're sort of left in limbo.
Yeah, there was a whole program on there about cancer diagnosis and stuff. There's a whole disaster happening there. Oh, there's the Amazon Prime guy. That'll be something for me, no doubt.
I'm waiting for him coming too today.
Well, he's here in my house. But I didn't order the leather straps that you did. Did you buy a 200-meter roll, Paul?
I think I bought 6 meters or something.
All right.
It wasn't dear.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Yep, that's grand. Thank you. Oh, look, it was from one of them's for me anyway. Oh, another one's for Matthew.
I've got a delivery coming myself today.
What exciting that order this time. Oh, look, made in China.
What's not?
Yeah, exactly.
There is a significant push here in the U.S. to not buy products made in China.
Yep.
It's kind of a grassroots kind of thing, and it all stems from COVID. Well, it doesn't all stem from COVID. That feeling has been here for a number of years, but since COVID, it has escalated.
We had a whole campaign years ago about buying British,
right?
But that seems to have died a death as well. So I think if you can buy it from your own country, you should.
I think so.
It doesn't help when they won't supply stuff to Northern Ireland.
But no, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Well, yes, finding it locally or even in your own country sometimes is very difficult.
It's nearly impossible sometimes.
Yeah, and when you can find it, it's often so much more expensive.
Yep. That's an
I
issue.
Entry-level jobs here are paying what I used to make not too awfully long ago, and that's crazy.
Dr. Bob points out, makes a good point there. He says, by the way, you need a small fan blowing that smoke away from you.
Yes, I have a fan in front of me.
Yep, there's a little fan blowing it away.
I have a wee fan in front of me blowing it
away.
away.
I actually do mine over the extractor.
Or
near the extractor, so as it gets sucked away by the extractor.
That's the nice thing about having your extractor in another room, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When I was getting ready in my first live, I had, well, not my first one, my second one, I guess. I had Mark and Wayne both in there, and we were getting ready. And I thought to try my extractor. They couldn't hardly hear it, and it's sitting like 2 feet in front of my lathe.
Wow, that's a good headset.
Yeah, it's the Jabra. It's doing it what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
So I was extremely happy. So I used it, and I could hear them, but it's so loud I could barely hear them. I couldn't make out everything they said. But other than that, it worked fine. That burned line is giving all kinds of character and texture to this piece.
It does.
It's amazing what that does.
Yep. The little vase I did with the maple leaves on it, that's what I did around the maple leaves.
Right.
It's an amazing and really, really simple process.
Sure.
But it's really effective.
I may have to set mine up and start doing a little more of it.
It's a great way to disguise your tucking point as well.
Right. Now, Paula, do you have a little ball end on that wire, or is it just a bent wire?
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's just a hoop.
It's just like a wee a loop.
Okay.
The thing I did with mine is just took the pliers and squeezed the two bits together. So there's a little sharper point on the end.
Right.
And it almost makes a little ball on the end. Without you can actually buy the little ball.
Right.
Around the inside
but
here.
You don't need it. And the other thing about that is, you see there's little white bits left on that in the view we've got now. If you just
Yes.
use the back of the tool and just glide it across, it'll get rid of all that white.
Sure.
But you just got to glide it across it so it doesn't flatten it out, because it will flatten it.
Right.
Roy the boy says, I guess you won't need gesso now. Yeah, not in this piece, won't. And the other thing about using that this texturing technique, if you leave the white bits on the top and then wash it with an Indian ink or a intrinsic color or
Mm-hmm.
some other sort of wood dye, it will stay on the white bits and you won't see it on the black bits.
Right.
So it's an easy way to add a bit of color to it as well.
Right. I was thinking that same thing before you said that, Brian. That would be some interesting technique to add a little
Yep.
color to that.
I think do I have an example of that sitting here? No, I don't. But well, I do actually. No, I don't. I actually do. The little red vase with the leaves that I did, on when you have a closer inspection of that, all the black squares have just got a hint of red in them.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So it makes just adds a different dimension, you know.
So it just takes us a wee bit of time filling all the wee bits in.
It does. You could, Dr. Bob, you can apply gold embellishing cream into it and just rub it into it. That would be fine.
Yeah,
Right.
you could do
apply
that.
brush it over the top of it, so you just get the highlights and leave the black in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, I think you guys have seen me doing the dry brushing with a sponge of the Joe Sonia paints. You just get it almost dry and just drag it over the surface.
Sure.
And that would work as well.
So you just be one careful you don't hit that. I just nicked it there, and I can sand it and try and take it out. So
you got to be careful. Once it's burnt, it's burnt. Not
then
much
you find you have to. Once you've burnt it, it's no going back. You have to reburn it. So I burnt the top of that one, so I'm not going to burn it all. I'll do half, and I'll finish it off later because it's going to take a wee while on that because we're on the end grain here, and
it is a little harder to burn on the end grain.
Yeah, it's a wee bit harder. So you don't have to do that. You know, it's up to yourself. I just seen the one that Joan had done, and it looked well, and I thought, yeah, that's an idea.
Right, the boy's off. He has to let his sister-in-law's dogs out. Okay, buddy. Catch you later, Roy.
All the best, Roy.
Ian says next live tonight. Yes, Ian, there's a live tonight. I'm on 7:15 as normal.
Even going from your side view where you were showing us what you'd already done, and you turned it up where we could see this top edge. It just looks like it ought to be burned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's
what I'm saying. You don't have to be too critical about the sanding. As long as it's sanded some sort of flatness in it, the burning will hide everything.
So when I'm doing that, I sand it to to remove any tool marks if there is any, and I wouldn't get any further than 240 grit. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Well,
even 80 grit would be fine.
YouTube just informed me that Clint just released a new video. Clint, you're on here, aren't you?
Yeah, Clint's in, yeah. Yeah, Clint just puts out videos, but he doesn't do premieres or anything.
Right.
It's just about this. That's a notification of a video being released.
Absolutely.
I'll watch that later.
Yeah, Mondays quite often are taken up with catching up on all the videos that were released on Sunday and Sunday night,
That's
Monday
correct, yeah.
morning. There's an
There's
awful
lots
lot.
of them. There is.
Yeah.
It's impossible to watch them all, guys. I mean, I don't know. I'm subscribed to about 60 or 70 people. It's crazy.
Is that all? I'm subscribed to a whole lot more than that, but not everybody puts
I'm sure I'm
videos
subscribed
out,
to more, but that's the ones I get notifications from.
right? Yeah, there are some that get missed for sure.
Brendan's having to go. He says, enjoyed the crack, folks. Thanks. Well,
Okay,
good to
Brendan.
see
Thanks, Kevin.
good to see you, Brendan. Talk to you later, mate.
See you in the morning.
Brendan, hope we see you more often.
I won't see you tomorrow night, then, Brendan. I won't be up tomorrow night. I've got a Dublin on Wednesday.
Spend more money?
No.
No.
So
Well,
you
the
say
plan
now.
is not. The plan is not, but it's a tool shop. What do you expect? I mean, come on.
You're gonna take $12.99, and that's all, right?
That's all I'm taking. That's right. That's all I'll be allowed to take, I think. After the weekend I've just had. Robert Brockway says he's only sub to 9, and that's plenty. Well, I hope I'm one of them, Robert.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can see, you eventually get there in the end. It takes a wee bit,
It takes a deal of patience.
of
to do it-
time filling
do
it
it right.
all in, and
Yeah, it's the kind
concentrate.
of project that you could just do a bit and leave it to the side and come back and do another bit.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
it's not. Dr. Bob says, get drunk, spend money on tools. There will be no drinking involved because there's some demos happening. So I'm going to go and watch a couple of demos.
There you go.
And there's a nice demo about box making and something else, actually, I can't remember. In the carpentry store in Dublin. That's where I'm going.
Who is demo one?
I can't remember. It's one of the Irish Guild guys. I was informed about it by William.
Right.
William's out working today, or not out working. William's out driving today, so that's why he's not in. Barry's Wood Creation says, great little project, Paul. Thanks for Brian and Doug. He's has to go now. Bye for now. See you later, Barry. Take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
Cheers, Barry. Thank you for coming in.
Todd says, you could watch this at 2 times speed and then watch twice as many. You're right. That's how I edit my videos, Todd. I set the whole thing to ×2 speed, watch it through, and then edit it. Roger Kent says, Brian, have you done anything on your small lathe? No, I haven't turned anything. It's suddenly turned into my buffing station.
Oh, goodness.
Which is a bit bad, actually. But
that's an expensive buffing station.
Well, it is for now. It's going to be a teaching lathe. That's what it's bought for.
Ah, gotcha.
It's going into another room, another part of the shed complex.
So there, guys. I'm not going to keep you too long any longer because that would take a wee while.
It does,
but you can see the idea. A nice wee bud vase. It looks the same from both sides when you finished it, and
the interesting thing about that is you could actually make both sides completely different. So it's a multi-function thing. You could look at it for the summer. You could have one side, and then you could turn it around for the winter, so you don't get bored.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
You could.
Now, will you add finish on top of the burning, Paul?
No, I'll leave it natural.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I always put sanding sealer on it.
Well,
once I've burnt it, I just apply sanding sealer to it, and that's all I do.
Yeah.
It just kind of seals what it does. It seals the carbon in, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't rub it and get dirt on your fingers. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just hit that wee bit there, so I'll try and sand that, and if it didn't, I might have to.
I put it back in the lathe and just turn it out a wee bit.
I could probably turn it out a bit because there's still enough gripping on the other side. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys.
I
It's
did.
a wee bit different, you know. I thought it was a nice wee project for you to see, and I simplified it by just making it one piece. Initially, this was made in two piece, and the bottom was kept on, and it was set in a wee rack.
That's right, yeah.
Just as a nice decorative piece. There was no flower or anything or hole anything. This was all hollowed out because it was two pieces of wood jammed together.
Okay.
If you can just imagine that. So I simplified it, and that's the way it's came out. So I'm glad. I hope you like that. And
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed it, and it's
Yes.
interesting
Great
and
piece.
informative. Thank you, Paul.
oh dear. So I bring you guys back in, and then we're gonna say
good.
cheerio. Oh, where are we? Oh dear.
I had my
Warm Paul.
Cheerios for breakfast.
Oh,
I had porridge. I had porridge this morning, as always.
And like a new headwear too, elastic band.
Well, Paul, come on, look. On the bike,
It helps keep the headset on.
Yeah, I know.
Because when
Stops us slipping forward.
when you're darting about the shed, it keeps moving. You know, if you've no hair to keep it on, you see, it slides off.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, guys, I'll say cheerio and I'll press the
Excellent.
button, and we'll see you again hopefully next Monday and with a different project, and we'll see what we can come up with. So thanks very much for coming over, and if you like, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Cheers. Bye.
Hi guys. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see everybody.